previous lectures, they were related with the Nernst distribution law. We have discussed about Nernst distribution law as well as one of the application, not all the applications you can say. It is the how multiple extraction process it is better than the single step extraction process that is being discussed. It is not only the single application is there. You are directed to discuss the or consult the book regarding the Nernst distribution law. There are a few more applications, so study by yourself those applications. Those may be related with the determining of the equilibrium constant, whether related with the dissociation of iodine, or it is related with the finding the you can say dissociation or degree of dissociation or degree of association that can be determined with the help of the Nernst distribution law. So read them by your own. I am going to further now discuss it is the non-equilibrium thermodynamics. Before moving toward the discussion, the question comes in mind that we spent 3 years back in the BSc and we have read about the equilibrium thermodynamics, where it lacks and why we need to study the non-equilibrium thermodynamics. Wherever it is equilibrium thermodynamics, the concept are little bit you can say easy to understand, they are easy to interpret, and the understanding regarding the first law of thermodynamics, second law of thermodynamics, or third law, it is judgmental one. It is based upon the thoughts and we can easily discuss that. Why we are going to discuss non-equilibrium thermodynamics, or where the equilibrium thermodynamics that lacks. In non-equilibrium thermodynamics, we will discuss the flow of or transport of mass, transport of charge or heat, etc. Flow of these things that is being discussed in the non-equilibrium thermodynamics. Let us first concentrate or discuss that why we need the non-equilibrium thermodynamics, or what is non-equilibrium state. Equilibrium state is an oversimplification of the real state which actually does not exist. So the line is indicating oversimplification, that you are having something in the nature and you are also having some rules, and those rules are directly not applicable to that happening in the nature. So you go on modifying or approximating that. So that is the word he is using, that equilibrium state is not existing in reality in the nature. What it is, an oversimplification of the real state is there, and that equilibrium state does not exist at all. Maximum processes in the nature, they are being irreversible processes. So how we can use the equilibrium thermodynamics to describe those processes? There are various dissipative processes that are there in the open system. And now what is meant by the dissipative processes, it will be clear later on as we will progress in the non-equilibrium thermodynamics. What we discuss in the equilibrium, we discuss in the equilibrium that rate of the forward direction and rate of the backward direction that are being equal. So the figure here, A is changing into B and B changes into A, that describes the equilibrium state. But simultaneously I have placed a line here that time invariant of these is called the steady state. Which time invariant? I said in the third line, several dissipative processes are there in the open system. एक ओपन सिस्टम में एक ही चेंज नहीं हो रही है, एक सिंगल प्रोसेस नहीं है, बहुत सारे प्रोसेस हैं. उन प्रोसेसेस को अगर आप हाल्ट कर दो, टाइम इनवेरिएंट, दोज आर नॉट चेंजिंग, then that is called a steady state. So that word is different word, steady state, and equilibrium state, it is different word. How these two differ with each other, we will discuss one by one. First of all, what the definition of the equilibrium says. Equilibrium state is that state when color, concentration, temperature of the system doesn't change with the time. That means again the invariance of the color, concentration and temperature. These are the dissipative processes. Color of the system may change, concentration of the system may change, temperature of the system may change, pressure of the system may change. So these are the different dissipative processes. Not only these, some another are also there whenever we are discussing the non-equilibrium thermodynamics. It is very broader than the equilibrium thermodynamics. So invariance of these, that is called the equilibrium state. But simultaneously he is using the word that time invariant of these processes is also called a steady state. So how we can describe a steady state? See the sidewise figure here. In this figure, this is a simple tank that contains water, and this line indicates the level of the water in the tank. At some rate, the water flows inside. At the same rate, it is coming out. If this happens so, then what will happen? The level of the water in the tank will not change. So this is the invariance, as said here, time invariance. So that is the invariance of the level, and that is a steady state. That is not an equilibrium state. How I will describe? Just like this way, A changing into B and B changes into A, that I have described here. By the same way, I can describe these two, that it is some source is there, and source is producing the V, and V, it is being removed from there. So the first step here, the rate of the first change is there, that from the source there is formation of the B, and there is another rate here by which B is formed. It is being removed from the system. It is changing, going to the sink. So that equation which is being shown below, that differs from the above equation. So below shown, it is the steady state. Upper one shown, it is the equilibrium state. How more effectively we can describe it? Whenever there is an equilibrium in the system, then concentrations of the reactant and products, they are not going to change. This also happens in case of the steady state. But whenever we discuss the equilibrium state, since concentration are not changing, then we say entropy of the system, it is not changing. Entropy is constant here. But whenever it is non-equilibrium state or steady state is there is obviously a change in the entropy is there, because rate of forward and backward reactions are not here. Here from the source B is generated and V is being removed. Rate of the first process is the rate 1. It is the rate of the second processes. So here the entropy of the system changes. So the both term equilibrium state and steady state, they differ. Usually a steady state is a very broader term, and a equilibrium state is the smaller terms that comes under the steady state. It is generally said that equilibrium is a limiting case of the steady state. What is an equilibrium? Equilibrium is an limiting case of the steady state. There is a video over the internet. I will try to send the link to you, that has very well explained how the steady state, it differs from the equilibrium state. It is being loaded by the MIT Institute of USA, Cambridge. There is a professor, John Lenhard. He has uploaded that, and he has very well explained about the difference between the equilibrium state and the steady state. Then the concept of phenomenological relations and Onsager reciprocal relations. What the word indicates first, try to understand them, then move further. Phenomenological. Now first word phenomena. A phenomena is a happening or it is a fact. कोई भी फैक्ट है उसको फिनोमिना बोल सकते हैं, हैपनिंग है उसको फिनोमिना बोल सकते हैं. सो फिनोमिना इज आइदर ए फैक्ट और इट इज ए हैपनिंग दैट is observable. You can observe that. Phenomena can be observed. There are two words. One is nomenon that cannot be observed. Another is phenomenon that can be observed. When we say phenomenological model or relations, then what are those? Usually, whenever we describe phenomenological relations, then those relations they explain the fact. वो उस फैक्ट को क्या करते हैं, एक्सप्लेन करते हैं विद द हेल्प ऑफ द फार्मूला. कोई ना कोई फार्मूला होगा, फार्मूला की तरफ से हेल्प उसको एक्सप्लेन करेंगे. वट दोज फार्मूलाज दे आर नॉट द डायरेक्ट आउटकम ऑफ एनी थ्योरी. ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द वर्ड. जो सिंपल केस होता है वहां पर क्या होता है, किसी भी स्टडी में, साइंटिफिक स्टडी में वी आर हैविंग ए थ्योरी. थ्योरी की कुछ ना कुछ पॉस्टुलेट्स होते हैं. काइनेटिक थ्योरी ऑफ गैसेस है, उसकी पॉस्टुलेट होंगी. उसके बेस पे जो है, उन्हीं पॉस्टुलेट के बेस पे वी डिराइव द आइडियल गैस इक्वेशन, वी डिराइव द वैन डर वाल इक्वेशंस. सो दोज रिलेशंस दे आर आउटकम ऑफ द थ्योरी. But when we are having the phenomenological relations, then we are having a fact, and in order to explain those facts, we are going to put some relations. Those are termed as the phenomenological relations. Those phenomenological relations are not direct outcome of the theory. They are not derived from the theory. That is termed as the phenomenological model. Clear हो गया? Then there is a word Onsager. Onsager is the name of the scientist who has developed the non-equilibrium thermodynamics. Reciprocal relations are what? That we will discuss later on. What are the reciprocal relations? Usually in non-equilibrium thermodynamics, there is conversion of some heat into work. So heat is flowing from one side, but it continuously flows to the one side. It is not being reversed. So there is a flow of either heat, either charge, either mass. So we discuss the flow. That flow is discussed per unit area. So flow per unit area is generally termed as the flux. There is a driving force. Since there is a flow of heat, there is a flow of charge, तो कोई ना कोई फोर्स उसको फ्लो को क्या है, मेंटेन कर रही है. सो इट इज फाउंड हाउ मच फ्लो ऑफ द चार्ज, मास और एनर्जी इज देयर, दैट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द व्हाट इज द अमाउंट ऑफ ड्राइविंग फोर्स. सो जनरली फ्लक्स मीन्स फ्लो पर यूनिट एरिया. इट इज फाउंड टू बी प्रोपोर्शनल टू द ड्राइविंग फोर्स. कौन सी फोर्स है जो फ्लो को कॉज कर रही है, तो फ्लो जो है वो उसी फोर्स, ड्राइविंग फोर्स के प्रोपोर्शनल होगा. सो फ्लो पर यूनिट एरिया जनरली इट इज फ्लक्स. इट इज प्रोपोर्शनल टू द ड्राइविंग फोर्स, एंड व्हेन वी पुट द इक्वलिटी साइन, सो देयर विल बी ए प्रोपोर्शनलिटी कांस्टेंट मल्टीप्लाइड बाय द ड्राइविंग फोर्स. सो दैट इज डिस्क्राइब्ड बाय ए रिलेशन हियर. दैट रिलेशन इज J is equal to Kx. So here the J, it means the flux, L means proportionality constant, and X means the driving force. तो ये वर्ड आपने याद कर लेने हैं. J means the flux, it is flow, it may be related with the mass, it may be related with the charge, it may be related with the energy. So flow of charge, energy, mass, this type of flow can be there, and it is proportional to the some driving proportionality constant L, and X is the driving force. So these are some fluxes which are, or phenomenological relations which are being shown here. First, it is flow of heat is there. So JQ, it means it is the flux denoting the फ्लो ऑफ हीट पर यूनिट एरिया, कितनी हीट जो पर यूनिट एरिया फ्लो कर रही है, दैट इज इक्वल टू माइनस के डी टी अपॉन डी एक्स. सो इट इज चेंज ऑफ टेम्परेचर, it is the change of temperature with respect to some quantity, whether it is the distance, whether it is the dimension of the, you can say, conductor, whatever is being there discussed. So dt upon dx, अगर कोई कंडक्टर है तो उसके डायमेंशंस होंगे, उसमें टेम्परेचर कैसे चेंज हो रहा है, तो चेंज ऑफ टेम्परेचर विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द डायमेंशन, दैट इज टर्म्ड एज द टेम्परेचर ग्रेडियंट, बट वी से टेम्परेचर ग्रेडियंट. So whenever there is we discuss the change of the temperature, it is Fourier law. Second relation, it is being discussed here. It is Jm, that is equal to minus d into dc upon dx. This law is Fick's law of diffusion. How it is Fick's law? That is the flux of the mass. कोई चीज डिफ्यूज हो रही है, पानी में आपने कोई कलर डाल दिया तो कलर क्या होगा, डिफ्यूज होगा. So that is equal to the diffusion constant here, that is the d into dc upon dx. How the concentration of that color is changing with respect to the distance dx. So that is the Fick's law of diffusion or Fickian law of the diffusion. Another one, here it is the flow of momentum. So Jm, that is being shown here, minus mu into d mu upon dx, that is the rate of change of momentum. And where we discuss the rate of change of momentum in case of Newton's second law. So that is the description of Newton's second law here. Last one, it is Je, flow of charge is there. Whenever flow of charge is there, there is a flow of current, and it is equal to minus lambda de upon dx. Whenever there is a potential difference, potential gradient, so potential difference कब है, B equal to IR, that is the Ohm's law. So these are the different phenomenological relations which are being there in the non-equilibrium thermodynamics due to facts but not due to the theory. Usually when I will say that flow of something is there, it means it is mass is going to change. अगर फिकियन लॉ ऑफ डिफ्यूजन ही डिस्कस करना है तो फिकियन लॉ ऑफ डिफ्यूजन में क्या होगा कि कोई पर्टिकुलर रिएक्टेंट है, ए या बी रिएक्टेंट है, तो उसकी मास जो हो क्या चेंज होगी. सो चेंज इन द मास ऑफ द वन कंपोनेंट, इट इज dm1 डिवाइडेड बाय dx रिस्पेक्ट टू सम डायमेंशन, डिस्टेंस x के हिसाब से जो उसको जो डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. अगर केवल एक ही कंपोनेंट की डिफ्यूजन हो रही है, देन द रिलेशन इट विल बी ओनली लिमिटेड टू द दिस येलो पार्ट. इससे ज्यादा वो डिस्कस नहीं होगा, बिकॉज देर इज ए फ्लक्स, इट इज dm1 डिवाइडेड बाय dx. देर इज ए कांस्टेंट L हेयर मल्टीप्लाइड बाय सम ड्राइविंग फोर्स, इट इज द कंसंट्रेशन ग्रेडियंट, इट इज द कंसंट्रेशन ग्रेडियंट. पर ऐसा कभी भी नहीं होता है रिएक्टेंट में कि सिंगल ही रिएक्टेंट होगा, उसमें रिएक्टेंट 2 हो सकते हैं, 3 हो सकते हैं. तो डिफ्यूजन जो है वो इंडिपेंडेंट डिफ्यूजन नहीं बोला जा सकता है. डिफ्यूजन ऑफ वन क्वांटिटी, इट इज बीइंग इफेक्टेड बाय द डिफ्यूजन ऑफ द अनदर क्वांटिटी. सो हियर द डिफ्यूजन इज नॉट ए फ्री डिफ्यूजन, इट इज ए कपल्ड डिफ्यूजन यू कैन से, बिकॉज one component is also diffusing, another component is also diffusing. अगर आपने वाटर ले रखा उसमें एसिड डालते हैं, साथ में बेस डालते हैं, तो एसिड भी डिफ्यूज करेगा और बेस भी डिफ्यूज करेगा. सो फर्स्ट टर्म इट इज द dm1, it is the diffusion of one quantity, diffusion of first quantity, that is the diffusion constant, it is the concentration gradient of the first quantity, plus it is constant, another constant, but it is the diffusion of the another quantity that is affecting the diffusion of first quantity. तो पहली टर्म जो है वो फर्स्ट क्वांटिटी की वजह से है, और दूसरी टर्म जो है वो सेकंड क्वांटिटी की वजह से जो है वो अपीयर हो रही है. इन द सेम सेंस, इफ आई डिस्क्राइब द फ्लो ऑफ द सेकंड कंपोनेंट, then dm2 upon dx, it is equal to constant, that is the gradient of the second component, concentration gradient, because as the concentration will change, there is a flow of the mass of the second component. But how it is affected by the first one? So second term, it is dc1 divided by dx, that is the effect of the second term on the diffusion of the first term. So these are the coupled diffusions. These are the coupled diffusions. तो अगर इसी तरह से हम लोग रिलेशन लिखते जाएं और उसमें 3-4 आपके पास कंपोनेंट हो, तो आपके पास D कांस्टेंट, E कांस्टेंट, F कांस्टेंट, G कांस्टेंट, एक का डिफ्यूजन और दूसरे का उसके ऊपर इफेक्ट, इस तरह से बहुत सारी जो है वो अननोन टर्म्स हो जाएंगी. तो इतनी अननोन टर्म्स डिफाइन करने की बजाय जो है वो सिंपल इसको डिफाइन किया जा सकता है. Ji इज इक्वल टू Li1x1 प्लस Li2x2 एंड so on. What are these? These are the Ji's are the fluxes, different fluxes. Flux due to the first quantity J1, second quantity J2, third quantity J3, fourth quantity J4. Here the relation which is showing here some constant. So Li1, so one term is I, another term is different term. So you can say Lij. So these are the different constants. These are the different constants. तो जो फर्स्ट टर्म है इसमें वो डिस्क्राइब करती है टाइप ऑफ फ्लक्स को, मीन्स आई और आई मैच कर रहे हैं दोनों. सो आई टर्म इज ड्यू टू द फ्लक्स. सो फर्स्ट टर्म इंडिकेट्स दैट विच टाइप ऑफ फ्लक्स यू आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस. इफ इट इज L31 मीन्स J3 you are going to discuss, because L3 मीन्स J3 से रिलेटेड है. किससे रिलेटेड है? J3 से रिलेटेड है. सेकेंड टर्म जो है दैट इज रिलेटेड विद द फोर्स. सी हियर इट इज 1, दैट इज अगेन 1. तो फर्स्ट टर्म इसमें जो है वो फ्लक्स के साथ रिलेटेड है और सेकेंड टर्म जो है वो किसके साथ रिलेटेड है? फोर्स के साथ रिलेटेड है. इनको बोलते हैं लीनियर फिनोमिनोलॉजिकल रिलेशंस. क्या बोलते हैं इनको? लीनियर फिनोमिनोलॉजिकल रिलेशंस. इसमें जो भी Lii कॉन्स्टेंट्स होंगे उनको बोलते हैं प्राइमरी फिनोमिनोलॉजिकल कोफिशिएंट्स, और जितने भी Lij मीन्स I इज डिफरेंट, J इज डिफरेंट, उनको बोलते हैं ओन-सागर फिनोमिनोलॉजिकल कोफिशिएंट्स. क्या बोलते हैं उनको? ओन-सागर phenomenological coefficients. This non-equilibrium thermodynamics has been developed by the Onsager. So only he has shown that Lij equal to Lji. So remain